Bear down, Bears fans. The Chicago Bears offseason is off to a really, really good start as they hire their president and CEO to replace Ted Phillips. How is that going to help the Bears moving forward? And what does that do for the franchise right now? Let's talk about it starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page because we do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So the Bears hire Kevin Warren, former commissioner of the Big Ten, as their next president and CEO. And this is huge, right, for a couple of different reasons that help the Chicago Bears moving forward. The one thing about Kevin Warren that I really like is that he already has an understanding, not just how to run a team, right? He's been an executive on a team that's won the Super Bowl, granted, very long ago, 23 years ago, but still being an executive on a team that's won the Super Bowl. And on top of that, being a top executive that has gotten the stadium deal done in Minnesota, which is probably a very big reason why the Bears were excited about him, but also being the commissioner of an entire league and having the ability to expand that league. Not only just around here, but also to teams out on the West Coast, bringing in some of the teams like UCLA and teams like that, right? Like, and here's the thing. I know there's a lot of people that don't like that it's not just the Big Ten anymore. I hate to tell you this, right? But here's the thing. It's about money. At the end of the day, I'm excited about Kevin Warren because Kevin Warren makes money. Kevin Warren gets money on the team. And now you have somebody, as as George McCaskey has said, in place, right? Because George McCaskey is just a fan of the team. He wouldn't dream of getting involved in the football operation side of things, right? Remember, we heard that. So now you have Kevin Warren, who is not just a fan. He's somebody who understands the game of football, understands what needs to be done to oversee everything that Ryan Poles, that Ian Cunningham are doing, right? And be able to kind of just be that soundboard to go back and forth off of, so that, yeah, Ryan Poles isn't now the end-all be-all decision. He's probably still going to be the player personnel guy, going to be able to focus on that. But with a lot of moves, money moves that this Bears team has to make, you now have guys in place that are different and different minds from the people that have been in place before. And I say different minds and different for two reasons, right? Of course, one, both of them African-American. Clap it up to George McCaskey for going full all in on the diversity, right? Like, there's a lot of people that just say that, right? You don't just give Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren jobs willy-nilly, right? Like, you have to really believe in the fact that there needs to be more diversity, that you need to put more people in place that can offer that diversity. So shout out to George McCaskey on that. First off, the team's black from head to toe. I mean, listen, as black folks, right? Like, we out here like, oh snap, what in the world is going on? You know what I mean? Like, the president, CEO, GM, assistant GM, and the quarterback, black dudes, let's go. We in the game, right? But here's the thing at the end of the day. That part, right, doesn't mean anything if the football part does not match up. And so now you have that soundboard of guys that weren't a part of this organization before. That's the difference that I'm really, really focused on, right? These are not guys that the Bears have promoted from within. Kevin Warren going to be the first president and CEO hired within this team. He's only the fifth one in like 100 years. Hired within this team that are from outside, that have seen how other teams operate, that have seen how other teams do get the job done, that have seen how other leagues and teams have been successful. All the way to Super Bowl champions on both sides. That is why I'm excited for the difference that is in this building right now. And I think that Kevin Warren's going to do a lot of things to help the Chicago Bears move forward. I mean, here's the thing. First off, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. First off, right, the biggest thing to me is that he already has a little bit of a relationship. I don't know how deep it goes, right? I saw a little bit online that He's a fan of Justin Fields. He's in favor of having Justin Fields on the Bears, things like that, right? But somebody who, at least in the Big Ten, got to see a ton of Justin Fields, got to see a ton of him going out there and making plays, got to see Justin Fields go to a national championship under his watch in a season that he facilitated to help make happen for the Big Ten University, right? So I think that all those things have to play into part, and the fact that, right, he's got a familiarity with Justin already, and he's coming into a situation where he feels comfortable at. I think that just puts the Bears in a really, really good decision moving forward. And you know what? The mindset of these guys is different, right? Because everybody comes in and they do we're trying to win a lot of games here. We want to bring a championship to the city. But most of these guys don't come here and bring the resume of, hey, I've been a part of the rooms that have won Super Bowls. I've been a part of the rooms that have selected these people. I've been a part of the rooms that have gotten these deals done, right? I've been the guy that's been sitting in there making these moves. And here's the thing, right? You love to have that, and you love to have it from different backgrounds. Ryan Poles coming from a background in Kansas City where he's coming in and he says, hey, we can make this move. This looks like this guy. This is how this guy would have operated. This is how we would have done this. Boom. But now Kevin Warren coming in and saying, hold on now. This is how we did this here. A little bit more of experience, a little bit more time in a role position, similar to what Ryan Poles is doing, right? So it's somebody that he can bounce ideas off of and lean on for the experience that has been there. So I think that that's big to have in this Bears organization, man. I love the hire of Kevin Warren. I think this is going to move the Bears in the right direction. I feel like the Bears offseason is off to a great start already, right? And Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles now being in a situation where you look at the draft capital that's in the room, and literally teams are like, hey, we understand that you have the first pick in the draft. We understand that you're probably looking to trade this pick. We need a quarterback, and we want that pick. We need a quarterback, and we want that pick right now. Can we have that pick? What do we need to send you? First, second, third player, Pittman. You know what I mean? The coach GM already on record saying if he believes there's a quarterback in this draft that moves his team in the right direction, he will move heaven and earth to get him. Those are the words that you want to hear, because you know what? Not even the fact that the Colts have a couple of pieces on their team that you really like, right, that have familiarity with Matt Eberflus on the team, that have familiarity with what he can bring, that have familiarity with his style of play already and can kind of, just fall into line over there, right? But also the fact that you have now said that. Now the feeding frenzy begins. Now you look at all of these players, all of these coaches, all of these teams, all of these guys that are available now, and they're all looking at the Bears and saying, hey, Indy said they're going to do this. We got to make a move to beat that. Indy said they're going to move heaven and earth. We got to move heaven, earth, and the stars to go get the quarterback that we believe to be the next guy. And the best part about Indy is, right, Indy's more so to pull a trigger on a bigger deal, on a deal that might feel like, right, to them, they might not feel fleeced. They have the quarterback that they needed. But to the Bears, might feel like, hey, we came away with a lot on this one. Why? Because when you look at the situation that Indy's been the last couple of years, they've gone the veteran QB route, right? And we've all talked about this. Now, Carson Wentz was a little bit different, right? I feel like that wasn't the one, but they went Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers kind of struggles them into, I believe did they make a playoffs? I believe they made a playoff. If not, they made it all the way to it and lost it in the last game, right? Very Phillip Rivers-esque. And then, they go out and they get Carson Wentz. Okay, kind of the same situation happens again. Then they go out this year and get Matt Ryan. And all those situations, we looked at those QBs and we said, wow, that's going to be really helpful for the Colts. That's going to do a lot for the Colts. That's going to put the Colts in a really good position moving forward, right? And it did not. So they've gone the veteran QB route. So while there are veteran QBs on the market, unless they feel like they're going to go out there and get Lamar Jackson, which Baltimore probably would never allow to happen, right? Like, they would give Lamar that contract based on the fact that he would be going to the Colts to kill them 4 times a year, or 4 times. Good Lord, Pat, what is this, basketball? 2 times a year, right? Like, they would give him the contract literally based off of that, and then try to probably trade him out of the contract if they didn't really believe in the talent that he had. But I mean, honestly, like, the Colts have been down the veteran QB situation. They're not going after Derek Carr more than likely. They're not going after what's on the market right now. They're in a situation where they want to get younger. They want to rebuild this offense. They want to get some young pieces in here. They've got Alec Pierce over there already, a young receiver that Kid has talked about right now. And I liked going into the draft, and maybe they feel he can be something a little bit more as things continue on. They've got Michael Pittman over there. They've got pieces in place. They've got Jonathan Taylor, pieces in place that they feel can help a rookie QB right now, offensive line, different things like that. They're more willing to go out and pull the big trigger, which makes all these other teams have to up the bid. Ryan Poles better not be doing a Ryan Pace where he's bidding with himself in these situations. You know what I'm saying? So I think that those are the things, right, that you really look at and you say, okay, with Kevin Warren coming in, with the draft capital that the Bears have, with the money we have to spend in free agency, you can't forget about that, right? A ton of money for the Bears moving forward. With Ryan Poles having all this opportunity and now a little bit of a soundboard to bounce ideas off of, I am so excited. This might be the most optimistic I've ever been for a Bears offseason. And y'all know me, right? I'm real optimistic. I'm big on optimism. I'm big on trying to what's the way? Trying to convince myself that things are never as bad as they really are. And so for me, right, I look at this situation and say, this isn't one of those times where I have to convince myself that things aren't bad as they really are. This isn't one of those times where I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, Justin, I mean, he showed us this, but it was in this one game versus this subpar defense. But the fact that he can do that versus them, you know, it wasn't that, right? You saw Justin Fields take real growth. I saw Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon show real growth this season. I saw Braxton Jones. Well, I don't think he'll be the left tackle of the future. I saw him show an ability to be a left tackle in this league, or at least somebody that can be on that offensive line for 10 plus years. I saw an ability in Flus to lead an organization. I saw a ability in Luke Getsy to call a really good game plan. I saw, you know, I'm not sitting here going into the offseason just like, wow, this team sucked this year. And there's nothing that's going to change the fact that we sucked. I'm really, really optimistic about this Chicago Bears offseason. I'm excited to see what this Bears team is going to do, how they're going to help Justin, how they're going to rebuild this team as a whole. And I'm really excited to see what changes are going to be coming up at Hallis Hall for now, right? Like, I saw the whole dome thing happening, and now it's just like, hey, man, now I'll see you in Arlington, right? Like Kevin Warren coming in. I'll see you in Arlington, man. You got to listen. As much as we slander the McCaskey family as they've been in this team, as much as they've been in this town, right? Or as long as they've been in this town, I should say. I am here to give them their flowers. I really like this hire. I think the Bears are making the right decisions. I think they're making the right moves to put good people in place, good football minds in place that are going to move them in the right direction. I'm hoping that this does eventually bring Super Bowls, but if nothing else, right, I feel like it will bring stability to an organization that has been unstable from the time that I have been alive. So I'm excited in that aspect of it, man. I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. What do you think of the hire of Kevin Warren to the Chicago Bears as president and CEO? What do you think that he's going to be able to do and get done with the Chicago Bears offseason coming up? I think he's coming in at a great time, man. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. And if you haven't hit that like button, why are you hating on your boy, man? Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.